lot of a lot of sheep in New Zealand, but we'll talk about that very soon. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to game number 3, match point here between Mothump, AOC, and Blitz as we spectate a round 2 game for Group 1 in Division B of the Australian Open. Now, if we turn the fog of war off, I can only imagine this is going to be Arabia, and Arabia it is. Now, this, of course, is the home map for the winner of game 1, which was actually also the winner of game 2. Okay, see you later, Torminator. Which was it was Blitz. So this could be quite interesting, and I'll mention why it could be quite interesting in just a second's time. But let's introduce the players. Let's introduce the civs. Let's introduce the maps and let's have a look at what sort of stuff we could be seeing. So down to the, my bad, that's over to the western area of the map. Playing in the blue trunks, we have Mothump, AOC, a competitor from Australia here, and he has chosen the Goths today for this matchup. His opponent, oh, that's fucking horrible for a map. His opponent, the man leading the series at 2-0 for the time being, is the one, the only Quick Brown Fox, or, well, Blitz, and he has chosen the Huns. Now, the reason I say that it could be quite interesting is the fact that Goths versus Huns late game, Goths will just shit on the Huns. Early game, pretty even, to be honest. I mean, the later this game goes, the better it's going to be for Mothump. But we'll touch on that very soon, as maybe these guys start to build up their Dark Age economies, and we'll see what we can comment on for there. So let's have a look at the map for Blitz here. And like I said, I wasn't really looking forward to introducing this one because granted, he has a nice backwood, or he's got a wood toward the back of his base. It is on a hill, unfortunately, which means pressure coming in from Mothump is going to be very nice for him, as he's going to get a nice hill bonus on these villagers fleeing back towards the safety of the town centre owing to the hill bonus. Where are the resources? Well, Blitz has his main gold out on the front. Well, I suppose there's not actually too much out on the front. And it is pretty close to the TC, so he should be fine to get his villagers back should the need arise. He has his berries quite close to his town centre as well, which is all good in the hood for him. Main stone out on the front of his base with the secondary one just a little bit to the left. Not too bad for the Huns. Stone not too important until the late game where you want castles to get map control and start securing extra resources, and his other golds very far away on the left hand side of his base. And unfortunately for Blitz, it doesn't look like he is going to be easily able to wall up anything, although in saying that, he can, chuck a wall down there. But that's pretty much it. Any walling that he does will have to be quite elaborate and quite far out. You can see that potentially could wall here and then chuck something down across there, maybe some palisades and buildings across there, and then walling to this cliff and then walling up that choke. But that is going to be an absolutely horrid wall, and I don't imagine we'll be seeing Blitz doing that at all. Maybe owing to the fact he has such a crappy map, he'll go very aggressive. Maybe even we could potentially even see a forward, but somehow I don't think that will be happening. But let's have a look at Mothump's map. He has at the back of his base a nice, substantially pretty decently sized wood line as well. Again, on a bit of a hill. Maybe a tower coming up behind here would be pretty nice. Would be pretty nice for Blitz, as Mothump unfortunately loses his scout underneath the town centre as well. And now what else does Mothump have? Well, he has a stone, his main stone, at the back of his base, which is always good. Unfortunately, he doesn't have access to a heck of a lot of tiles of it, so full saturation of that stone is going to be quite difficult for him as well. Main gold towards the back of his base, but suffering the same problem as his main wood, whereby it is sitting on a hill. Towards the left-hand side of his base, he does have his berries, and he also has a ridge, a hill, a crap ton of hills pretty much everywhere around his base actually that he has to contend with. So he is sort of sitting in a wee basin here, which is going to be nasty for him to try and defend that from any aggression from his opponent. Another stone and another gold out towards the left hand side of his base, and of course stone as the Goth, so important, especially against the Huns, where the Huns, for example, are wanting to be going ahead and probably going for Cav Arch, considering we can see that considering that the Huns have just such cheap Cav Archers, so getting out some Huskarls in the Castle Age even is going to spell a very difficult time for your Hunnic opponent. Now we can see the Feudal Age upgrade coming in for Blitz for the time being, and he's heading up on 21 population, and I can only imagine that he will be going for the stock standard typical meta Scout Rush as well. Now Mothump up to the feudal age. He did not send 4 villagers out to wood immediately, so I wonder what he will be doing. Potentially he'll be looking to go for scouts as well. Of course, Goths do get fully upgraded scouts in the feudal age, so it's not a not exactly something that you can scoff at for the Goths going ahead and doing scouts. But of course, they are an infantry civilization. Their drush, their man-at-arms, or rather their man-at-arms rush is super strong, owing to the fact they do get cheap infantry once the feudal age hits as well. Now it's going to be quite interesting to see how this does go late game, especially since Mothump has forgotten that he has one of his sheep, because I would say the Goths definitely have the advantage. Sure, you can make the argument that, for example, the paladins from the Hun player will be able to counter the Goths' Huskars, but then Goths can just use their almighty Goth spam and just spam out a crap ton of helps, which counter both Paladin and Cavarch as well, assuming that the helps can get in the face of the Cavarch. And here we go, the stable being thrown up back at home for Blitz, as he is up to the feudal age in quite a nice time, if I may say so. Double Bidex coming in now as well, and I can only imagine Horse Collar will be following soon behind. What else can we see for Mothump? Well, we can see a stable as well. So it's going to be a scout rush all around here, ladies and gentlemen. And in a scout rush battle, the Huns definitely have the advantage over their opponent, owing to the fact that they do have those extra quick stables which are going to be working overtime to pump out those scouts. And in saying that, do we see a scout coming across the map already? Yes, we do see a scout coming across the map already, and Mothump, unfortunately for him, is not going to be able to... Holy crap! Mothump is not going to be able to know that for the time being, although... Now he knows because he sees 2 scouts. Double stable coming up for Mothump. Unsure whether this is a... This could be interesting. Unsure whether or not this was a mistake. Maybe this is meant to be a blacksmith or something, but double stables right off the bat is quite interesting to see from the Goth player. Obviously, they get no advantages, they get no bonuses to their scouts or to their stables. So going for double stables, maybe it's to make up for the fact that the Hun ones work a little bit quicker, but even so, just play a little bit more defensively and take better fights against your opponent. The double stable opening is quite interesting to see, especially since Mothump hasn't actually seeding only 2 farms now as well, and you need a lot of farms to be able to keep up constant scout as well as villager production. It's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out, and we can see back at home a double stable has now come up for Blitz as well, so it's going to be double stables all round, and it looks like, who needs gold? Maybe some villagers will go over to gold very soon, or to be able to get that all-important bloodlines. But for the time being, double stable scouts from Huns, double stable scouts from the Goth player. This is going to be really interesting to see how this one plays out. The Spearmen coming out now as well for Mothump. Obviously, the Goths are going to get a bit of an advantage and a bit of a bonus there, because the Spearmen are just that much cheaper than the Hunnic player. But of course, he's sinking all of his resources, all of his food into getting out these spears. He's not getting out any scouts, which is what he really needs to be able to start pushing back and taking fights against his opponent, at least when he starts pushing out across the map. I mean, it's all well and good putting his spears over here on the berries, but the berries are finished now, mate. Moving out to gold is Mothump. Is he going to be looking for an archer transition? Is he going to be looking for bloodlines? Time will only show. We can see a good number of farms having been seeded now for Blitz back at home. And how many scouts? Well, he has 7 scouts, and it's only 2 scouts here for Mothump. And this is the thing, all Blitz needs to do now is just switch straight away, or go into archers, send forward some archers to pick off the spears. His scouts, now that they're about to have bloodlines researched on them, are just going to be able to storm through his opponent. This is a bad fight though. That's not what Blitz wants to take, and yeah, he gets out of there just before the spears get the first hits on his scouts. And all Blitz has to do is just cling to this hill, where he's going to get a nice hill advantage as well. I mean, if Mothump keeps sending 1 spear forward, this amount of scouts with bloodlines as well, and Blitz should not be scared of taking down 1 spear at a time. And this hill is going to prove to be very instrumental in any sort of aggression that we're going to be seeing from our red player Blitz here, as he takes a bit of a bad fight here. Well, I mean, it's going to go in his favor anyway, but he takes some unnecessary hits on his scouts as he moves into the midst of the scouts from Mothump. Mothump still continuing with the spears, and he's going a bit overboard in my opinion. 6 spears. He doesn't exactly know what the economy is like of his opponent. He doesn't know whether his opponent is up on 2 stables or up on 3 or up on 1. He has no idea, since he lost his scout earlier in the earlier in the Dark Age. Wheelbarrow now coming in for Blitz as well, which means these farms are going to be working absolutely overtime. Nice quick wall at the back of the base here for Mothump. Unfortunately, the hills, the ridges around the back of his base means that he can't really take any definitive or any good cost-effective engagements as he fights the scouts from Blitz. And we can see that these scouts from Mothump are on very, very, very low HP as well. Blitz setting his scouts on stand ground, and it doesn't even matter because 2 scouts have now gone down from Mothump, and these spears, sure, they can chase the scouts away for the time being with scale barding armor coming in now as well, but more scouts can just come in at the front of his base, or at the front of Mothump's base rather, and with scale barding armor and bloodlines having been researched on these bad boys, then it looks like, where is he taking gold? Is he taking gold, or did he just do the long distance travels? Yeah, okay, he just did the long distance mining of the gold, did Blitz, and now that's a lot of scouts buzzing around inside the economy now from Mothump. He's got scouts to deal with inside of his woodline that, to be fair, aren't actually doing anything at the time being. He's got scouts out the front of his base to try and deal with as well, and it's just a push and pull sort of maneuver here from Blitz as Blitz moves in on the gold now from Mothump, and Mothump, with all of his spearmen chasing around the scouts to the left hand side of his base, has left the right hand side completely and utterly undefended. Granted, he does have one extra villager out over his opponent, but that could change very, very suddenly and very quickly, as a lot of villagers are now starting to be harassed and idled from the scouts of Blitz. Blitz unfortunately taking a few extra damage, a little bit of extra damage on the on his scouts out here on the left from from one of the spearmen of his opponent. Of course, he does have a lot of stuff to deal with, and this is going to be a lot of dead scouts for Blitz. We'll focus back in on that in a moment's time. We can see on the right hand side Blitz managing to take some good fights against some spears who aren't managing to get out any attacks. Oh, he only lost 2 scouts out here on the left hand side, so not too bad for him, as Mothump sends a few villagers forward to start walling off the front wall of his base as well, in an effort just to try and keep him safe. But 21 scouts, or 21 military rather, for Blitz, and only 7 for Mothump. And Mothump, remember, has a good number of spears. In fact, he has 7 spears, so he doesn't have any scouts at all. He's only defending with spears, which, you know, they're not that quick. They might be cheap for the Goths, but they are still not that quick. And we can see a mining camp coming up on the gold now as well, back at home for Blitz, looking like he wants to go for an archer transition. Blacksmith only just being thrown up now for Mothump, and forging now coming in to make these scouts for Blitz completely and utterly fully upgraded for the feudal age. 24 scouts to 8 military in favor of Blitz, and Blitz is just all over Mothump at this stage. Blitz is managing to idle a lot of the economy, a lot of villagers here having to retreat back away from the woodline here, or his main woodline. And this, if Blitz brought all of his scouts in here, I think this is still a fight that he could quite easily take, since these scouts, like I said, bloodlines +1 armor and +1 attack also having been done on these bad boys means they are going to be not really caring too much about the spearmen, the spear damage at all. Do we see an archery range coming up back at home for Blitz at the moment? Well, no, we do not. Is he sitting on not enough wood to do so? Nope, he has plenty of wood to do so, but it looks like maybe he wants to get up to the castle age, which in fact is what we see Mothump doing now as well. Can we see any sort of indication as to what he's going to be doing in the castle age? Well, he's still sticking on 2 stables. I can only assume that pikemen will be coming up as well. And once he gets into the castle age, knights look to be his main army of choice here, his main army composition of choice. Gold mining coming in now as well. For Blitz, is he throwing up an archery range? Nope, he's throwing up a 3rd stable, so it looks like we're going to be seeing knights all round from both of these guys. But 22 military to 8 so far in favour of Blitz as he moves one group of scouts away and starts moving in with another group. Is Mothump aware? It looks like he is, and he chucks down a house behind. Obviously, Stonewall's not an option for the Goths at all, but a second barracks also being thrown down now for Mothump, and I'll give him credit. He keeps fighting, he doesn't give up, but it's going to be 3 stable Hunnic knights coming out for him, or against him, in the castle age, against 2 stable knights and 2 barrack, I can only imagine, pikemen from Mothump. Mothump sitting quite heavily behind in terms of villager numbers, 7 villagers behind, and I don't believe Mothump actually got wheelbarrow as well. So the farms back at home, the farms, that's a lot of farms. The farms here for Blitz are going to be working so much more efficiently. than for Mothump. Castle Age in now as well as Bloodlines kick in for Mothump. So if we were in any doubt whether or not he was going to be going for Knights, we don't have to worry about it too much more. A lot of quick walls coming up here as well from Mothump, trying to keep these scouts out of his woodline, trying to keep his lumberjacks safe. And you know, it's all well and good getting bloodlines, but if you don't create the units to which bloodlines actually matter, it doesn't really pay off too well at all. And in 9 seconds time, we're going to see the Castle Age upgrade also coming in for our red player Blitz. And there it is, Castle Age coming in for him. Scale Barding Armor also coming in for Mothump. And there we go, the Stables coming out. Oh, sorry, the Knights coming out. More Spearmen being created as well. And we see Chain Barding Armor coming in for Blitz. So he's going to have +2 Knights with Bloodlines streaming across the map into his opponent's economy. And I can only imagine that this could be almost a 1 TC push here coming in from Blitz as well. The first 3 Knights kicking out of those quicker Hunnic stables already, and again, while the spears, while the Knights, while the military is taking the fights over here to the left-hand side of Mothump's economy, on the right-hand side in comes another contingency, another group of scouts, as well as the initial Knights coming across the map as well. Are we going to be seeing Iron Casting coming in for not for Mothump, for Blitz, and just make it all in? We'll make it all in for the upgrades and for the scouts. I'm not sure. Only time will show. The game seems to be speeding up, so let me just slow that down a little bit because I don't want to bump up against the spec delay. But a big fight coming in here as well on the right-hand side of Mothump's economy. Defender's advantage, a few spears in here for Mothump. Might be able to take this fight, but 17 military to 14, and there's a lot more red left over at the end of that fight than there is blue, and it could be very, very soon. It's because out on the left-hand side is a good chunk of the military from Mothump. Spears still not doing anything, but a town centre coming up between the stone and gold mines at the very back of Mothump's economy as well. He should be getting light cav. He could be getting light cav, but at the same time, the Knights are going to do the job just as, or even better than light cav, of course. So we can see 17 military to 15, 10 villager lead in favour of Blitz, but of course that villager lead is going to be closed up with each passing moment, owing to the fact that we do see the extra or the second town centre coming up at the left-hand side of Mothump's economy. A good number of Knights out though. +1 defense only having been done for the time being on for the Knights of Mothump here. And now is the time that we see a forward siege workshop. Is he going to be going for rams? Is he going to be going for mangonels? Or is he going to be going for scorpions? Scorpions would be super strong. Is he going to be able to do a lot of damage to these spearmen, which for the time being are the only things that would really be causing Blitz any sort of now to be pike or soon to be pikemen, causing Blitz any sort of worry really for the time being. Pikemen, like I said, coming in now as well for Mothump. Going to be able to pack a little bit more of a punch against the cavalry units here from his Hunnic opponent. Do we see Chain Barding Armor coming in for Mothump? Well, no, we do not. We see that he is going to be wanting to go ahead and try and get a little bit of a boom going, but at the same time, back at home, we can see this military, or this economy for Blitz is still super, super strong, and a monastery being chucked up on the front as well. And no, I suppose he's not looking at clicking up to the Imperial Age anytime soon. He has a lot of food and not much gold, unfortunately. The Scorpions, like I said, the Scorpions coming out now as well. Super, super strong idea, super strong decision from Blitz, as the Scorps are going to be able to perk down a lot of damage against these pikemen. And Blitz, does he actually know that the pikemen have been upgraded? Well, it doesn't really matter, because once the Scorpions get out there, like I said, he's going to be in a fantastic position to be able to take them down quite effectively. Mothump using the market to rebalance his economy just a little bit. He has a lot, and I mean a lot of wood, but unfortunately he's locked up inside of his base as well. So it's going to be quite hard for him to push out. Oh, look at that. He actually did manage to push out and grab another town centre. And now he's selling wood, buying food. What is he going to do with it? Well, he is up on 3 town centres and still behind by 5 villages. Blitz, on the other hand, is just biding his time out the front of his base. Now, does Mothump know that this is here? No, he does not. Mothump has no idea that this imminent pressure is about to start. Just crashing over him as well. And now, let's see, let's wait. How many Scorpions is Blitz going to get? It's all here, folks. Just the calm before the storm. We can see that there's monks coming out as well now from double monastery production at the front for Blitz. Some nice conversions on these knights. The Scorpions laying the damage into these pikes means that Mothump could be looking at a very early GG as he sends out one just a test knight, just a knight to test the waters and see what's going on, and insta convert pretty much. A very, very nice army composition at all, with a second siege workshop being thrown up. Out come the Scorpions, the monks are ready, the cavalry is ready, and here we go, we're about to start seeing what's really going down. Mothump, of course, knows exactly what's waiting for him out at the front, out on the front lines, and throws up a monastery just in urgency, just to try and get his own monks out, as well as a defensive siege workshop out to the right hand side. A good couple of mangonel shots on these Scorpions, to be fair, would be super strong for him. But here we go. It could even get denied now as well. It could get denied, but no. Blitz is moving his units across, and here we go. The Scorpion's going to focus fire on the pikes. The Knight's going to get a Monks, trying to do what damage he can to his opponent's Knights. The Monks converting in from behind here as well, and this is it. This is probably going to be the game-deciding fight. If Mothump can hang on here, then he might just be delaying the inevitable. But again, just like the previous fight, there seems to be a lot more red left over than there does blue at the end of this fight. The Scorpion's just doing such a huge amount of damage to those pikemen from his opponent, against his opponent here. And now Mothump is in a bit of trouble as he recognizes the situation and calls GG in the in the third game, the match point game here for or between Mothump and Blitz. Blitz taking that set of games to a score of 3-0. So super strong play from him. A really fun and fantastic set of games to watch as well. Mothump not exactly the weakest player in this competition, and Blitz managing to blitz right through him as well. So well played to both of those guys.